Check 1 2 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. All right. Well, good afternoon. Time right now is 4:36 here on Saturday, and we're really actually very quiet in northwest parts of Texas here and southwest Oklahoma. The storms they're down there closer to the Dallas Fort Worth metroplex. That's where a lot of the activity is going to be. Although there's probably going to be some cells. There should be sound, Katie. I'm actually looking at it right now. There's definitely sound on here. I can see it. So. But there may be some storms that may split off that activity down to the south that may try to build in some of our eastern counties. If it does, the threat is only going to be some hail and maybe some quick downpours. This is not there. There is this tornado watch in effect, but Cameron and I were both puzzled as to why they even issued that. There's no threat for tornadoes across northwest Texas or southwest Oklahoma here this afternoon or even this evening. So I'm not worried about that. Not even a little bit here. I'm almost going to say zero chance for tornadoes here. But I do see the tornado warning up there outside of OKC, Corey, for sure. And I'm going to try to do a little bit of analysis on it. I may try to bring in some links here to see, take a look at that storm when we do get it. So I don't have very many viewers on here right now, 46. So if there's issues with volume, let me know loud and clear. Okay. I see. Kate must have had just some issues there with maybe the initial, live. I might have been not saying a whole lot. She may have thought it was no volume there, but again, anyway. So if we take a look at the radar here at the moment, we got severe thunderstorms down here about to roll into the Dallas-Fort Worth metroplex here. They're just outside of it. Those are hail and wind rain producers, maybe some flooding too. But the tornado threat with those basically is right about 1 or 2, very, very low here. But there might be some hail with some of that. And you can see some of the activity trying to build back to the left and back to the north a little bit. So we could see a little bit of activity, perhaps try to branch off from there and lift north up into Jack County, maybe Wise, Montague County here this evening. So I would say Clay, Montague, Wise, Jack County, chance for a hail producing thunderstorm here this evening. Everybody else probably won't see much at all. Not a lot of a cap in place this evening, but there's just not anything to really get storms going. What's happened to the north and why there's a tornado warning up there into the area south of Oklahoma City is because there's a warm front up here. And along that warm front, the air kind of the winds kind of create a bit of a twisting motion along the warm front, a horizontal kind of twist a little bit. It kind of increases the spin there a bit. And if you can get a thunderstorm to interact with that warm front, oftentimes it can take that spin and it can cause the storm itself to spin a little bit. And then it can give it a chance to produce maybe some type of a tornado. So usually, I would think in this situation, it would be fairly weak, but there could be one. And you definitely got supercells. You've got two up here. You've got one that has, this is what we call a split. We've got one that split off and went to the left. That is a hail producer that's going to move across, Newcastle, or maybe just west of Newcastle, maybe up towards Mustang, maybe brush the western side of Oklahoma City, may head towards Yukon, El Reno area. Hail producer there. The one that splits off to the right is a right mover, and it's right along the warm front, and it's got a little bit of rotation with it. In fact, we can look at the velocities. Let me change my radar source here. So we can get a better look at it out of Oklahoma City. And give it a second. The data will come in here in just a minute. It's downloading. But there, just looking at the velocities on here, I don't really see super significant rotation in it. There might be some, maybe about right. There's a little bit of a couplet right in there. That would be kind of southwest of Lindsay, Oklahoma, and the Aaron Springs area. Kind of southwest of Bratton. Now remember, this storm here is moving more east than it is northeast. So I do think that this storm will pass south of Norman and south of Oklahoma City. But it could wind up again, moving and threatening this area here. Lindsay, these towns here, Lindsay, Maysville, Paoli and Paoli and Wayne, these areas, and Purcell. So if you're over that way, keep an eye to your west. The storm isn't moving super fast, but there is a little bit of rotation. And again, it's along that warm front. And, those warm fronts have a tendency to cause these storms to twist a little bit. So there is a bit of a spin there. There's the latest update, a little bit of rotation right in there, southwest of Bradley and just west of Lindsay, Oklahoma. So that's where it's at. Nothing major at this point in time. Let me see if I can look at some of these storm chasers up here. Right now I'm trying to get Eric Fox's storm chase, but he said he wasn't active at the moment. So, and I'm looking and I don't see anybody active up here right now. So there are some, but I don't have permission to use those. So I just can't just jump on there and get me sure. Let me make sure I'm in the right spot here. He said LSM. So yeah, I'm in LSM, but I don't see it here. Yeah, I don't see Eric's here anywhere yet, but maybe he'll have one in a minute. So, but I am keeping an eye on that to see, and I know most of the people in this area aren't going to be watching me for their weather information. They're up there watching the Oklahoma City TV stations, and of course, if you're online, you're probably watching Reed, or you're probably watching Ryan Hall or somebody like that. Or max velocity. But again, I don't see a whole lot of rotation in this storm right now. I just don't see it. I'm going to switch sources here for a second. And just any rotation in there would be very weak right now. But this is a supercell, and it could change shape, and it could still spin up a bit there as it kind of moves along that warm front. You can almost see the hook kind of get stuck on that warm front a bit right there. But it looks like it's kind of lost any bit of rotation that it had, but it could still spin up some as it moves eastward. A lot of hail in that, mostly small, but there could be some large hail from about Lindsay up to, or in between Lindsay and Dibble. And then this is going to head towards Purcell, Wayne, right along the I-35 corridor there. So maybe 443 now. So maybe about 5:15, 5:30 could be over into that area. Plenty of storm chasers are on it, so we'll know if that thing produces anything or not. And then you got this storm producing hail near Bridge Creek. That is not a tornadic cell, lifting north towards Tuttle and Mustang. More concerned about hail than tornadoes in that one at this point in time. I think that one is here just north of the warm front. It's the left split there. And just not a whole lot of rotation on the storm. It's got the warning on it right now. It's just I wouldn't be surprised if the Weather Service drops that. So we got people asking about the weather threats down our way here. And we'll go back and like I was saying earlier, there really are no storms here in our area. The little storms we had earlier, they really dissipated quickly. I know we are, Edward, but I do not anticipate tornadoes here tonight. And Carrie, Cameron and I both were baffled as to why they put us in a tornado watch here. The low level shear, the spin in the lowest parts of the atmosphere is only confined right now to that warm front. That is it. And the warm front's well north of us here. So I don't know why they put us in a watch. There's not even any storms here. And again, these storms that are down to our south, these are you may see this, some of these storms kind of break off and maybe split and head up towards some of our eastern counties, but it's mostly just a hail threat or maybe some winds there. No tornadoes. So I'm going to say it. I'm going to say zero tornado threat in northwest Texas and far southwest Oklahoma. The only tornado threat will be any storms along that warm front up closer to Oklahoma City and into those areas. And why they put us under it, I do not know. Of course, that's the Storm Prediction Center. I feel like they should have kept that tornado watch north of Texoma, but they didn't, and I don't issue watches, so that's not on me. That's on them. But I'm gonna tell you like it is. That's why I tell you. Those guys on YouTube and whatnot, and even other TV stations are going to tell you, hey, there's a tornado watch out. Hey, we need to watch out for this. But you know me, I'm going to tell you like it is. I'm going to tell you if you need to be worried or not. I'm going to give you the real stuff, not give you that baloney here. So that's why I'm telling you, have a good trusted source. Because a good trusted source, a good meteorologist, someone who actually knows weather, is going to tell you that, hey, look, there's no threat for that here. So a little bit of a threat along that warm front. That's the place we worried about it. And that would be central Oklahoma. And that's the only place I'm worried about right now. Nothing down our way. And weather information really doesn't crank anything out here tonight at all, really. Maybe late. And there may be some storms coming into some of our eastern counties, but they'll just be hail producers. So I'm not too worried about them. And those storms moving into the Metroplex will be wind and hail producers there too. So, but if I'm in Jack County, Monte County, maybe even eastern parts of Clay County, maybe up in Jefferson County, there could be a thunderstorm here this evening with a little hail. So we'll watch out for that. Now, we do have people asking about tomorrow, and I've been telling you all along, I think tomorrow has a higher ceiling than today. The atmosphere to me looks a lot more favorable for higher end severe weather tomorrow and maybe again on Monday. So, I do think that tomorrow there will be a better risk for some severe weather and perhaps tornadoes here too. Our weather information is not handling these situations very well at all. I mean, they're very bad. They're called CAMs, convective allowing models, and they've been awful. They just have not been good. So I have a hard time trusting them, but I do believe we'll see at least some isolated storms develop tomorrow afternoon, and tomorrow plenty of instability, plenty of energy in the atmosphere, and plenty of shear tomorrow to produce supercells that could spin a bit, could produce a tornado or two. So. Do you show anything in Fort Worth after 6? We're about to drive that way. Well, yes, I do. So, we can go down to Fort Worth, I can kind of show you what it looks like down there. I may be the wrong one here. That may be the wrong site. There's several sites down here, but there's some of these are these airport sites. So I have to find, I think that's the right one there, maybe, or is it? Oh, it would be KFEF. Okay, there it is. That's the one. That's the one I'm looking for there. Okay. All right. So they're the storms down there, and they're not moving super fast. There's some wind and hail in those, and they're moving towards Fort Worth. And I would expect them to be in the Fort Worth area probably around 6. But and then these storms that you see on the west side of that there, on northwest side, they're going to split away and kind of move north. Mineral Wells may brush the northwest side of Fort Worth and kind of move up towards Decatur all this evening. So you're going to at least find the thunderstorms in between here and there. But Katie, it's inevitable. It's a really good chance you're going to hit some storms at some point in time. Maybe not until you get closer to Fort Worth, and there's a chance you could miss them. But you'd have to go now, and you'd have to hope you miss these storms that are off to the west there, and they happen to move a little bit more. You got to hope you kind of outrun them, and I just don't know that you're going to be able to. So it's a close call. Yeah, there's some hail headed into the Dallas area, but it looks like mostly kind of small hail, more wind than hail there, Laura. Could be some stuff in Bowie. Not really too worried about Wichita at this time. And again, hail is our threat. Not looking for tornadoes. I'm looking for hail. So. Back up, we can check on our Oklahoma City storm to see if it's doing anything here. And still has a supercell look to it. Some hail there near Bradley, and you do, and the model in the radar does show some rotation near Lindsay, and there's your latest update here. Oh man, I just don't see a lot of rotation there in it. I mean, it could still spin up just at any time, but I just really don't see a lot of rotation in that storm there. I mean, it just looks like to me it's more of a good old supercell. There was some hail and wind and maybe a little bit of rotation in it, but nothing major. I'm looking at some of the storm chasers. I don't even see a wall cloud with it. I mean, you do see just looking at it, I do see a nice flat updraft base, but I do not see a tornado with this or even a wall cloud with it right now. See if we got anybody better we can get on here. Look at this guy right here should be in a great area, but it looks like he doesn't have a stream right now. So I'm sorry, I'm trying to check out some of these people's streams, and this guy's got a real good view of it. And of course, I'm not really supposed to show this on air because it's kind of stamped license for not broadcast. I mean, I guess technically I could show it, but I'm not going to do that. So, but I'm looking at the storm chasers here, and I just don't see anything in the way of rotation with it. I don't see anything. I don't even see. Here, Eric's up now. Let me see if he's got something that's better. Eric's a long way away. He's still driving towards it, so I'm not even sure where Eric even is. Eric's out with a research company right now, so they're doing research, and they had to drive in from the north today. I've had Eric Fox on my chase my live stuff before, so I wonder why they're going after. It looks like they may be going after that left split there. I don't know why they're doing that, but they may be. So, all right. Well, that's really all I have for right now. I mean, I really don't see. There's a little bit of rotation there near Lindsay, but again, I've been watching the chasers, and I don't see a whole lot of rotation there in the clouds. So, well, there's that other storm up there. It does have some rotation on it, though. It really does. You can really see a nice spin there on that left split there, headed up towards Tuttle. Really nice spin. You can see the counterclockwise motion in that part of the storm. No tornado warning for that one, but to me, that one's actually got a better spin on it than the one to the south, though. So I now understand why Eric and them are going after it. Better spin. So that's one to watch. That one could move up on the west side of Oklahoma City. That now if this storm here, if it were to continue to intensify, and typically the left split doesn't do this, but sometimes it will. But if it were to intensify, this one's going to move across a more heavily populated area. It's going to move right across Oklahoma City and Mustang and these areas over here on the west side, east of El Reno, Yukon, Mustang, those areas. So those areas, it could get pretty rough over that way. Trying to get Eric's beat. That's a beautiful supercell he has. He's in clear skies there. Let me ask him. Anyway, so that's all I got for right now here, and then we'll check on our storm down here. It's got this little tornado warning on it still, and there you can see a little bit of a hook there near Lindsay. Boy, that's a beautiful storm that Eric and them are going after here. I can't tell if which one they're going after, but no, he's going after the right split. So, all right. Yeah, this thing could still spin up. So, I mean, it's possible, but I don't see just a tremendous amount of rotation in it, but at least on radar, but it could still spin up. It's, got that look to it. So I wouldn't be surprised. But this is where the action is here. That and to the south of us here. I don't expect a whole lot in our area. There may be some in the east with some of those supercells coming in from the south that are, hail producers. But I'm not worried about tornadic stuff here. I'm worried more about some hail over there in our eastern counties. And I'm worried more about tomorrow than I am today. It's just to me, it's got a better look. It's got a higher ceiling than today did. So, all right. Well, that's all I got for right now. I'm going to jump off of here, and I will do some more updates